Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman announced more than $12 million in grant funding from the Kentucky Opioid Abatement Advisory Commission for 51 organizations across the state.
DV8 Kitchen, a Lexington restaurant that employs individuals with a history of substance abuse, will receive a portion of the grant. WKYT's Alyssa Williams and photojournalist Darnell Crenshaw spoke with the owner about the transformative impact this funding can have on his employees' lives. A story that's new at 6.
Today we're celebrating incredible life-saving work.
Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman announcing a grant of $150,000 to DV8 Kitchen. The money comes from the Commonwealth's share of a nearly $900 million opioid settlement.
This is blood money purchased by pain and the devastation of families across this Commonwealth.
I think they should not only share, but they should pay for their rehabilitation.
And this is part of it.
This is part of it.
Rob Perez is the owner of DV8 Kitchen. He employs people with a history of substance abuse. He says the money will go toward career goals of his 42 employees, saying some may not want a future in the restaurant business.
The profits of a couple little restaurants in Lexington, Kentucky doesn't pay for employee success managers, computers, and curriculum building. It requires us to have a little bit of help, and this affords us the opportunity to get it.
Ryan Feller was a heroin addict for 15 years. Today, he is a DV8 Kitchen manager. He says the grant can push his co-workers to greater heights.
I feel like this program will give them purpose and give them something to look forward to and something to strive for.
He knows not everyone is cut out for long-term kitchen duty.
So not only do we let them work here, but they're allowed to look at other jobs. We set them up for the schooling behind it. We let them know what they have to do and the requirements.
For the employees at DV8, it will take hard work to stay clean and legwork to look for a career outside of the kitchen. But now there are funds to do it. In Lexington, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
And Ryan Feller tells us that he is now living a clean life with a wife, a newborn baby, and a house.